Hi everyone, my name's Brianna. Just going over this week's readings. I was assigned Article 1 and 4 to review. To be honest, going into the readings, I was open-minded. I don't know much on the anthropology subjects, so I'm just been kind of anxious and open-minded to learning more on the subject. After the reading, it was very informative. I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of had the same mindset and could see myself being in a similar situation as Joanna in Article 4. I've also traveled around the world to see different cultures, and I've always assumed that people from different continents and countries have always thought like us Americans. Same, like the reading said, same thinking, maybe just speaking in a different language. I learned in this reading that we can't assume that everyone thinks and lives the same way as we do here in America, or even just as individuals. People all over the world have different backgrounds, experiences, thoughts, and beliefs, and honestly live a completely different life than we do. I thought that the Joanna had, right intentions, but I think it backfired with assuming that people do live like us. Going over the questions, an example in which different groups from different people interpret the same situation differently. My first thought of that is would be like someone not going to college. I had a girlfriend in high school. Her parents were immigrants from China, and school was always very important. She was expected to get straight A's, complete her classes, and go off to college. Now, that wasn't the case, and her parents were very upset. So I think that's one topic that could be different for different cultures as far as expectations with education. I do, for people doing research on different cultures, I do think it is possible for them to complete the research and be non-biased, but I'm kind of on the fence on this one because I'm trying to put myself in in that person's shoes, as if I was traveling somewhere and doing research on a different culture. I think you do kind of have to forget your culture back home and go in to someone else's life completely open-minded and willing to forget what you do day to day and what you believe to be right or wrong, or how to live. I think researchers need to really, which is very hard, to disconnect your life and your beliefs. But I think it can be done also, and do research on the culture before going in, and not like Joanna with the social expectations. She was seen hanging out with this person that was frowned upon by other people in the community. I think researchers completely have to forget what their life is back at home. So I do think it could be done, but there's also that very hard balance of forgetting. So I do agree with question B, if we observe another culture. But also, again, that is very challenging. So overall, this week's reading was very informative for me. I thought, like I said, I went into this open-minded. I don't know much on the subject, but I found the readings to be very interesting. No, I don't disagree with anything in particular. I thought it was informative, and we as people need to remain open-minded and remember that other cultures are not like us. Thank you so much.